Last year, Harvest Field Farms lost their cattle and pigs to disease. We've been called in to help. Our goal is to help rebuild their herd and make the farm profitable again within 2 years. Whether we will succeed or not remains to be seen. Welcome to SWU Farm Rescue. Hello everyone, welcome to SWU Farm Rescue. We're who farmers call when disaster strikes to help them get back on their feet, make their farm profitable, and set up a good business plan to keep it profitable for years to come. This season we'll be meeting with Harvest Field Farms. We're coming up on their property here. We got this field to the right, has oats in it that is ready to harvest. That'll be one of the first things we do. To our left, we have a field that has nothing planted in it, so we'll have to make some plans here to what we want to do with that next. And coming up there, you can see the farm. Very pretty, nice. We got some corn on the right as well. Look at those silos. Oh, we got our guys out there that already set up some harvesters for us to get the oats going today. They got here before I did. Pretty exciting. Let's go ahead and pull in. There's a guest house for me around the corner here. We'll go park there, get established, and then do a little bit more of a tour and really evaluate what we're working with in person. All right, we'll get the truck shut off here. Look at that fancy logo. You can see we got some equipment here for scouting the soil. We'll take the soil samples of some of the fields that we can do that on now. Some of them we'll have to wait for harvest and then we can scan them, but those are gonna be some of the first things that we're gonna do to help around the farm for the Harvest family. And we look in here, this is our little house. This is where we're gonna be living. I think it's pretty sweet. We got a little bathroom here, little living quarters. You see we got a couple beds. That'll be my main bed. And then we got 2 farmhands with us that will be staying as well. Tight quarters, but I think it'll be fine. So let's go ahead and take a quick look over here at some of the equipment. Looks like a lot of our hay, silage, and grass equipment here. We got a nice John Deere 7810. Oh, nice setup for mowing. Forage wagon, tedder. We got our rake here, our baler, a nice little bale loader, so that'll be nice. We don't have to use forks or anything. We can just use that. That's a pretty cool tool there. I believe this is where the cows were, so right now it's kind of sad and empty, but we will be working on replenishing their herd, as we mentioned. And over this way is the pigsty, so we can take a look at that later. I want to speed up. We got a lot to do here in August. There's the family home. We won't spend much time there. Look at those. Oh wow, what a setup. Got a little workshop, another garage here. Go ahead and go to this one that's open already. This must be where some of the equipment that's out on the field is. Got another John Deere. It's a 6230R. Nice planter, seeder, cultivator. Very nice. Before we head out to the fields, I wanted to go over the financial situation here. See, there's a $250,000 loan, which is really taken out to keep them afloat. It's a short term. They have monthly payments of $21,000. So that's the big reason why they called us in. They were struggling. They weren't sure they're going to get through the year, and they were worried about losing the farm. You can see their mortgage that they just took out again as well, just over $450,000, and it is a 30-year term. Goal number 1 is going to be making sure there's enough money each month to pay for that loan. $21,000 is a lot, so we're going to have to be creative with a few things. After that, the next goal will be to get all the livestock replenished here. We'll have to go to the livestock market and pick up some chickens first, I think is what we'll start with, because we do have a wheat field to harvest today, so that'll give us some feed, and we don't want to buy any animals until we can feed them. Their stock was really contaminated and had to get rid of all the food as well, all the grains, and so they're really starting over. Luckily, all these crops have been tested and there's no disease in any of them, so we're good at that point. So we just passed one of their fields there. That's soybeans. That'll be ready to harvest in a couple months. I believe this canola is going to be ready in a couple weeks, possibly, maybe a month or so. The corn, it's got a little ways to go for the corn as well. Let's open the tablet again. We can see where we're sitting here is field 14 if you look at us on our tablet, and the corn is field 7, just to get your direction straight there. 13 has soybeans, as we mentioned. 8 has oats. Field 9, we can decide what we're going to put in there. That'll be one that we'll scan after I get this harvest going for the soil samples. And then we have wheat on field 10. So today our focus is going to be fields 8, 10, and 11 where there's grass. We want to start getting that prepared to get feed for the cows that are eventually going to be here, and a little bit of extra for the pigs as well. And the corn will definitely be helpful for the pigs. So we got the harvesters going. I'm going to run the grain cart for now. We should be able to get this done pretty quickly. We're hoping to get this one done before lunch. I'm gonna go to a good location to just kind of start helping them. You know, one of the first things we're gonna want to look at upgrading is definitely the pickup situation here. Oh my guys, come on, you can't miss that much. Let's go ahead and go aside this one and help them out. Make sure we're keeping them unloaded. Not expecting a great yield. We're gonna improve that for the family here. There we go. That should do it. Oh, we gotta keep up to speed. We don't want to lose any product. It's absolutely a lot to do today, so we will check in with you a little bit later after this harvest is done. Well, it's been a long, hard day of harvesting. We got the wheat done, we got the oats done, as well as the grass fields and a couple extra grass areas that aren't necessarily planted and fertilized and treated, but natural grass growing. So we took advantage of that there. Got it in the silo pit, gonna have it ferment. All of it's gonna be silage this time around. There's no real reason to keep the goods right now for the animals because there are no animals. So we're getting the soil samples set. We'll get those sent out. We'll probably hear back in September about that. The only fields we can really do for this right now are the ones that we've harvested and the one field that hasn't been planted yet in the area. So we'll get all those sent out so we can start collecting that data. This will be the first real expense of our adventure. So we had to spend about 18,000 on soil samples. We'll get all that back next month. But next I want to go over all of the yield details that we got back from today's harvest. So we look at this chart here, you can see a lot of yellow and a lot of red. Red starts at 50. Most of these look like they're around the 60 to 55% range. At best, we're getting maybe 85% yield. Not great at all. So those samples are definitely going to help. We'll get the pH and everything in order after that. We can see we have 108, almost 109 liters of oats. 54 liters of wheat. We'll save that for the chickens. We're going to go ahead and get one full trailer here and sell it. We are short for the bills for the month, so hopefully this will be enough. We'll figure out the exact place we can sell that at and report back. So part of the deal here is we get control of the finances for the 2 years. Obviously, we get everything approved by the owners before we spend or sell any items. So we're sitting at $15,000 right now with the bills around $24,000 a month. We want to keep about 30 to 35 in the account every month just to be safe and have a little bit of extra for some operating costs. Obviously, that's just the starting. Eventually, we want to get it to where we have like 100,000, a good amount of a security backup in case the tractor breaks down or another vehicle comes for sale or a good opportunity, so we have some money to buy things. And we're going to teach them our ways and how to get them profitable and having a thriving farm and really limit the amount of employees or farm hands that they're going to need long term. So we're almost at the place. We'll sell this and hopefully it'll get us around $20,000 so we can be good for the month. Otherwise, we'll have to do another trip. Put us at 33.5. Not a bad guess. Let's get back to the farm and sleep for the night. I think we're all set for the day. Well, good morning. We just got done with the meeting with the harvests. Let them know all of the updates, and let's go ahead and show you a little bit. Here's a little spreadsheet that I've been working on with them. It shows our current inventory, what we have in stock, and the maximum prices based off the research that I've done. And right now we're sitting at about $250,000 in income, but we have a lot to buy. And I think this first purchase is gonna be probably something to take care of lime, but I think for the time when we get to the corn harvest, we're gonna want a bigger trailer. And that's something that they sold as they were trying to just save the farm. They sold some of their bigger equipment to save a little bit of cash. That's some of the things we're trying to repair for them. So we're kind of getting a game plan going. We might have to sell some of the oats today. We'll check the canola prices and see if it makes more sense to sell the oats or the canola. We want to wait till the best price is available, but with things needing to be purchased and money needing to be had, we're gonna have to do a little bit of that a little early. All right, the boys are already started. Hopefully I get there in time and they're not completely full. Other thing we want to do periodically is do a little debt and income check-in. You can see on the screen right now we're showing our bank account is sitting at $8,412. When we look at the loans, we are still at $229,000 for the important loan that's due monthly, the $21,000 payment. The mortgage, it's going to take a while to chip away at that. We're making the payments. We're going to be able to help them keep making the payments, but I want to get rid of that debt for them too in this 2 years. So, what did these boys do? Why did they start in the... Come on, guys, you're better than that. One thing we failed to mention was we were talking about buying chickens already, and we had the health services come in and inspect the grounds one more time to make sure everything was good, and I'm hoping by the end of this harvest we'll hear back from them on the results. We didn't want to buy any livestock and have them, catch the same diseases if the cleanup wasn't done good enough, so we are waiting for the results for that. So that might slow down progress a little bit, but we'll also have to keep that in mind as we make decisions on what to sell and what to keep and all of that. We'll make sure we have enough food for the chickens because that's the first priority we're going to have. That'll help us instantly. I think we're going to try to find some mature ones that can start laying eggs right away and a mixture of young chicks as well. That's the plan. I'll let you know how that goes once we hear from them. Well, we got the soil type returned to us, and it looks like we got a mixture of somewhat bad news. The grass field is all clay. The oats field, the yield kind of makes sense. We got a lot of clay in there. We got some loam, that's good, and we got sandy loam. We can deal with that real good. The top field's looking the best so far, but we can look at our pH levels now, and we can see it's in the yellow. We want to improve that dramatically. So we're gonna get lime in a spreader to take care of that, as well as nitrogen. I honestly, that's way too bright to even look at, and it makes me sad. I'm not really sure. We got a lot to teach them. So probably a lime spread that can also do fertilizer would be best. I haven't really looked at the implements to see if their planters and seeders can do fertilization as well. We'll find out soon on that. Well, the canola harvest went really good. You can see we have almost 91,000 liters, and if we look at the statistics, we could wait till December to sell it. We need the money though. $104,000 would be nice to get some upgrades in the spreader and some other equipment that we're gonna need. So we're going to start making trips and sell the canola. And at some point, we're gonna have to upgrade to a semi and a trailer because there's no way this is sustainable. After a couple hours of back and forth driving, we finally got all of the canola sold. Well, we saved a little bit. It wasn't worth making another trip, but you can see we're sitting at $62,000 for the farm's balance. And that's because we spent a little bit of money on this lime and fertilizer spreader. It's gonna be a beast. You see lots of lime. We have a lot of fields. This is probably not gonna be enough, so we're gonna get one of the guys on the tractor and get going on this. It's too bad we can't afford 2 of these, and there's a lot of fields here. So quick update here. We got the grass field all limed, and we also extended this grass field a little bit. We got that lime surveyed and planted with grass. So the last thing to do this month is to buy some fertilizer. You can see we're out of lime here. We did have to do one more purchase and fertilize this grass field and the wheat field that we just planted. So we'll go ahead and get that delivered and see where we're sitting financially after buying that. That's going to be a little bit expensive. And then we'll do a little summary of everything that's been done this month. Yeah, very, very exciting. I think we're tracking good for the 2-year progress. Well, I think we're off to a good start. We're going to drive over and take a look at the new wheat field here. Just talk through some things. We need a sprayer next for herbicide, and then if we want to switch to liquid fertilizer as well, we want to have that option. So that'll be something we need to look into definitely next month after figuring out what we're going to do financially. We have enough money to make the loan payments, and we'll have a little bit left over, but we got to be conservative for a little bit. There's so many things to buy to get this farm in a better state. Look at that. Very nice. Let's look at our tablet. Let's start with pH of the 3 fields that we took care of, and you can see they're looking good. They're in the green. Some areas don't need to be green because of the soil type. The new grass field is nice and taken care of. And as far as nitrogen is concerned, the fertilizer, you can see nice and green on the new wheat field. We'll take care of these other fields next. And we got to get these ones. Oh, 14 we could have scanned today. We didn't get that done, but when we harvest the soybeans, we'll come and scan both of those fields. And when we do the cornfield, we'll scan that one as well. Yeah, all in all, to summarize it, I think it's a good start for the harvest field farms, and we're tracking the right direction. Very excited to see how things progress for this farm and if we can get it super profitable by the end of 2 years.